When the waiter at the gala called me Madam and said my husband was waiting, I was confused. I didn't even have a husband. But then I saw him, Alexander Knight, the billionaire whose name shook the business world. He smiled, walked straight to me, and slipped his arm around my waist as if I truly belonged to him. My wife, he introduced me proudly to everyone. My heart raced, but I played along. At first, I thought it was some harmless misunderstanding. But later that night, when I asked him why, his answer was cold and calculating. Because it serves my interests. People will think twice before approaching me now. You're convenient. That word, convenient, burned into my mind. He had used me like a pawn, without apology. I expected it to end the next day. But instead, reporters camped outside my door, flashing cameras, shouting questions about the billionaire's secret wife. My peaceful life was gone in an instant. I confronted Alexander again, demanding he clear the air. But he only smirked. Why should I? This benefits me. And if you want your life back, you'll do exactly as I say. That was the moment I swore revenge. He thought I was powerless, just an ordinary woman who would bend under his influence. But he had underestimated me. If he wanted to use me for his game, then I would turn his game against him. I began by playing the perfect role. At events, I smiled by his side. I let him call me my wife in front of partners, politicians, and investors. I pretended to adore him, to depend on him, while secretly learning everything I could about his business, his enemies, and his weaknesses. The more time I spent with him, the more he trusted me. He started sharing details he shouldn't have, contracts, meetings, even personal grudges. His arrogance blinded him. He believed no one could outsmart Alexander Knight. But every word he gave me was a weapon I stored carefully. Weeks later, I discovered something that became the key to my revenge. Alexander had a rival, a man desperate to bring him down. This rival had money, but not information. I had both. Quietly, I reached out, passing along secrets that looked harmless on the surface but cut deep into Alexander's empire. As his wife, I was untouchable. No one suspected me. Investors began withdrawing. Deals collapsed. His reputation started to crack. I watched him grow restless, angry, confused as everything slipped from his control. And all the while, I stood by his side, smiling sweetly like the loyal woman the world thought I was. Then came the night of the Grand Business Summit. He proudly introduced me again as his wife, unaware that the very people in the room already doubted his power because of the information I had leaked. As he boasted about his success, I excused myself, walked to the podium, and took the microphone. "Ladies and gentlemen," I said, my voice steady though my heart pounded, "you've all been told I am Alexander Knight's wife. But the truth is, I am nothing to him. Just a stranger he used for his image. And tonight, I want you to know that the empire he built on lies is falling." Gasps filled the room. His face turned pale. Security rushed toward me, but it was too late. I had already sent evidence to the press, investors, and regulators. By morning, Alexander Knight's name was no longer tied to power. It was tied to scandal, betrayal, and downfall. As I walked out of the summit, I felt the cameras flash at me once again. But this time, I wasn't the woman mistaken for someone's wife. I was the woman who had destroyed the billionaire who thought he could control me. Revenge had never tasted so sweet. He wanted the world to believe I was his wife. In the end, that same lie became the knife I used to end his reign. And when he finally looked at me with rage and disbelief, all I said was, "You should never have chosen me as your pawn."